Okay, welcome to the second video in our series or lesson on innovation during the economic crisis. In the first video, we looked at the work of Joseph Schumpeter, very famous economist who pioneered through the Austrian School of Economics the concept of innovation and in particular creative destruction. Schumpeter held that a modern economy is always in dynamic disequilibrium. In other words, it's constantly changing, with established businesses, established models, often under threat from creative destruction in the form of product and process innovation. Now, the crucial thing is that this time of crisis, and we are in a deep economic crisis, is also and at the time of opportunity. Oftentimes, we see new businesses emerging during recessions. Microsoft, for example, whose product teams, of course, has gained a lot of traction and usage in recent weeks. Microsoft were founded in the mid-1970s recession. And closer to the modern times, Jack Ma's business Alibaba took off during the SARS epidemic of 2003, when hundreds of millions of people, in particular in China, were again in lockdown in their homes as the authorities tried to control the epidemic. The combination of SARS and broadband and Alibaba's presence and scale was a huge opportunity for that business. We're now starting to see good examples of innovation in particular markets as businesses see opportunities to promote new ideas, new products, as well as opportunities to promote the social good. This is a British firm, Virus Static Shield. This is the idea of a medically proven snood rather than trying to find a face mask off Amazon. The Chinese authorities here, police pictured looking at a very high-tech camera which can actually take accurate temperature readings, hundreds of temperature readings per minute at speed, for example in shopping malls, airports and other places where people gather. Lots of examples in the tech sector of businesses developing symptom tracking solutions. Here's the Inocuo ACT detects and traces sick and at-risk individuals. A lot of symptom tracking solutions and social distancing solutions are being developed by businesses in particular to try and keep business moving. Here's a really good example of the Omni telepresence robot. Basically allows you to be anywhere in the world and just in one click. A crucial aspect, for example, in hospitals and care homes, perhaps, to keep families connected during times of social distance. Hugely important and significant bit of joint research here from McLaren and University College Hospital. They developed a low-cost, continuous positive airway pressure device, which has helped keep more people off ventilators in hospitals, those who've been tested positive. And here's a really good example, runway worker safety system. Increasingly, we're trying to get businesses up and running in construction, in farming, in oil and gas, in retail. A lot of businesses looking to tech solutions and equipment to improve worker safety. The runway worker safety system. Let's have a quick look at it.
This might be the world's answer to social distancing. Bracelets, looking something like a sports watch, that tell you if you're too close to another person. They're about to start being trialled by workers here at the port of Antwerp in Belgium, where some 60,000 people work.
The functionality of the bracelet is very simple. When somebody wears the bracelet and comes too close to another wearer of the same bracelet, it starts to vibrate. And the only thing the wearer has to do is to go step back to ensure he's in a safe distance.
The software is developed by a Belgian company called Rombit, which already supplies wearables for workers to keep them safe by issuing an alert if the wearer enters a dangerous situation. Say, for example, if someone here fell off the tugboat into the water. The new social distancing software could help keep people 1.5 meters apart. The developers even think it could offer contact tracing to show who you've been in close proximity with over the past few weeks.
We guarantee privacy by ensuring that only bracelets communicate between themselves, and there is no means of communication outside of the bracelet to a server, to the cloud, or to the internet.
Rombit says it's already received requests from up to 500 companies from 99 countries. They hope to expand production to have 25,000 devices ready in weeks, potentially expanding more in June.
Well, there you go. A good example, I think, of innovation in the workplace, which could be if you can scale the business, of course, if you can increase the scale of production, you can bring down the unit cost. Lots of other quirky examples that I've been searching for on the internet. The transmission of coronavirus, of course, often comes through surfaces. Here's a British company that's developed a hands-free door handle. Quirky, I like that kind of innovation. In South Korea and in China, are developing and bringing into play full-body disinfection booths, for example, in airports and other public places. And lots of businesses moving quickly to try to get things to market. And in the UK, there's obviously been a huge pressure on restaurants, on local small-scale artisan food producers. Lots of creative solutions beginning to emerge. Here's an example, Hamama sending green farming packs through to households who want to grow a little bit of their own food, particularly perhaps households who don't necessarily have a small garden or an allotment. And one of my favourite examples, Adam Wills set up Crosstown Donuts. He formerly set up a Gourmet Burger Kitchen, but his current business is Crosstown Donuts, a brilliant donut retail concept in London. Of course, many of those shops have closed. The Crosstown Collective is a group of artisan food producers who have put together some rather attractive looking boxes of fresh food and bakery products, which can be delivered ostensibly within city areas, London, perhaps Manchester as well. A really good example of businesses getting together, responding creatively to the crisis to try to keep their output and their revenues going. Loads of good examples. Ocado, of course, a huge scale business. They are picking up sales. They have robots, of course, which dominate their production lines. Pause the video there. Great example of process innovation, where the process of production can increase the speed, the efficiency of a food delivery system. And here's one of my favourite examples. This is a business called What 3 Words. They've split the entire planet up into 3 by 3 metre squares to improve the efficiency, the efficacy, the accuracy of delivery systems. And a lot of hospitals are now using it in terms of ambulance services, as well as food and pharmaceutical deliveries.
Many logistics and e-commerce companies are now using What 3 Words to enable contact-free delivery. This is how they're doing it. Traditional addresses don't lead to specific entrances and aren't precise enough for safe delivery points. What 3 Words is an easy way to identify precise locations. Every 3 metres square in the world can be found with just 3 words. Using the free What 3 Words app or website, customers can find the precise location of a safe place, specific entrance, or delivery point. At checkout, they write their 3-word location in the delivery instructions. In the last mile, the driver enters the address into the What 3 Words app using text, voice, or scan, and then delivers to that exact 3 metre square. That means drivers are more efficient with their time and customers are staying safe. Find out more at what3words.com.
I think What 3 Words is a remarkable business in many, many ways and well worth following. And then there are sort of slightly more esoteric aspects of the crisis. A lot of, obviously, the tourism and hospitality sector has been badly affected. Here, the Faroe Islands have done a brilliant idea. They have, twice a day, they have a 1.5 hour virtual trip where they put a camera or cameras on the heads of locals. People can log on and take turns to be the controller for 1 minute each and point the camera, get them to turn left, turn right, turn around, to get a beautiful, beautiful tour of the Faroe Islands. Really good idea. Great idea of innovation. We don't necessarily have to travel around the world to experience places. As Rory Sutherland from Ogilvy says, the ability to travel within your own mind seems to be a great gift, something to be cultivated. Instead, we disparage it with terms such as couch potato, yet it's really a mark of superior intelligence. Rory makes the point that actually increasingly beyond the crisis, we may well travel less, both around the world and crucially to work. How much time, money and mental effort have you expended on transportation in your life? Air tickets, season tickets, learning to drive, motor insurance, premiums, fuel. Hundreds, thousands of pounds you spend on this. Yet how much money and time have you spent perfecting video conferencing through Teams or Zoom? Now is the time to prove it can work. Yes, innovation is really a crucial part of where we are, and it'd be well worth, I think, a really fascinating aspect to think about examples you can find as we go through. So there we go. That's 6 online lessons, 6 sets of videos on the economics of the crisis, from micro to macro, business responses, the government policies, behavioural economics, inequality and creative destruction. I hope you've enjoyed this series and that you'll come back and watch some more Tutor2U videos as you study your A-levels.